All right, what is up, everybody? This is your boy Straight Raw Media, and I am back with another video. Today, we're going to be doing a Touge slash circuit tune on Forza Horizon 3. All right, so getting started, Touge slash circuit. All I'm going to be doing is showing y'all a bass tune, so that way y'all can fine tune the car yourselves. First, we're going to start off with the tires. Tires is going to be for two things. At least I think two things. Yeah, pretty much it's going to be for grip and response. Response wise, you know, the higher the tire pressure, the faster response of the car is going to be. For the grip side, you know, you want to find the peak grip of the car, of the tire, so that way your car can actually get around the corner smoothly and as fast as possible. So usually around 30 to 35 psi is where you want to be to get the max amount of grip out of your car and to keep the car as responsive as possible. Cool. All right, moving on. Final drive and transmission gearing. Pretty much final drive is gonna just make all the gears total as a total. It's gonna shorten them. But I do not have the race transmission on here because I'm trying to keep it as a Touge street car, street legal vehicle. I'm on sport tires. So if you have the race, you'll be able to fine tune each individual gear. And that's pretty much all you're gonna have to do with that. Alignment really does not work that much on this game. For camber, I don't go as high as like -0.9 for anything because it actually, to me, it actually hurts the car a lot. So I usually keep it around like, you know, 0.9 negative, or I just keep it real low like this. For the toe, for me, the toe used to work, but I've started to grown out of it, so I just keep it to 0 for both. If it actually works for you, then you can try it. To me, it doesn't work, so I don't use it. Toe usually helps the car for more response, you know, give the car more response on the turn in of a corner. Camber, that usually does the same thing. Usually the camber is supposed to actually help the car grip a lot better on a turn in. Usually if you put more camber, the more grip that you would get, but I'm starting to see that it's actually not that option for camber. So if you're going into a corner and you're starting to see the car just like oversteer, just boom, just the rear end of the car is just oversteering. Usually you could just bring this up and actually like it will stop the oversteer and make it more controllable to drive. All right. Then from there, the caster is pretty much for straight line stability. If your car is like weaving while you're going, like it feels unstable while you're going through like traffic in a straight line, like on the highway, you just raise this up and it should actually just, you know, make your car just, you know, drive a lot more stable. Cool. Anti-roll bars, that's going to be for the mid-entry corners. So while you're in the middle of a turn and you start to feel the car oversteer or understeer, this is where you're going to do your fine tuning right here. For the front end, if you feel the car understeering, if you feel it understeering in the mid-entry, you're going to drop the front end down. You're going to drop this down. I don't have it installed right now, but you're just going to decrease that bar. You're just going to drop that number down. But if it feels like it has too much oversteer in the front, like actually just when it keeps going or like keep turning in the mid-entry, then that's when you raise it back up, you know. So you find that, you know, that happy medium in there, then you should be good. The rear is pretty much the same thing. If you feel if the rear is actually like getting away from you in the mid-entry, you just drop this number down. It actually should help your car turn in a lot better in the mid-entry. Same thing for oversteer. It's like, understeer. If it has too much understeer, you just bring this number back up. All right. So Springs. Usually there's a formula for springs to find, like, what springs that you should use for the car. Mine is really simple. All you do is just take the weight of the car and then you divide that by 2. And then from there, you just take the percentage of the car's weight that is on the front and you multiply it by the number that you cut in half already, the weight of the car that you already cut in half. So you multiply it, you take the weight of the car, multiply that, divide that by 2, and then multiply it by 60 if there's 60% on the front. So that'll be like 0.6. And that should give you the front spring rate. All right. And then the same thing for the rears. If you put 60% on the front, you're going to put 40% on the rear. So 40% of, multiplied by the weight that you already cut in half, that's going to give you your rear springs. All right, so let me show you that right now because it's kind of difficult. All right, so you're going to go over here. All right, and the weight of the car is 2586. 2586 divided by 2, that's going to give you a number. You're going to take that number, you're going to multiply it by the percentage in the front. And that's what's going to give you your spring rate. Same thing for the rears. There's already 60%. So you're going to take that 2586 divided by 2 and then multiply that by 0.4, 40% for the rear. And that's going to give you like a base setup for your springs. If the car, all right, now I'm going to go into detail for the spring rate, what it does. The spring rate, what it does is that's going to help you in your corner exit. So if your car is like just, it's understeering in the exit of the corner, it just wants to just keep going straight, just keeps going straight. What you're going to do is you're going to drop that number down. All right. So this is for corner exit. So you're just going to drop this number down. It's going to actually give you more oversteer in the front. So that way the car keeps to the inside, gives you more oversteer. All right. Lower, more oversteer, higher, more understeer. All right. For the rear, it's going to be the same thing. The higher it is, the more oversteer you have. The lower the number, the more understeer. So if the car is actually kind of like get away from you in the corner exit, you drop that number, drop that number down. But you don't want to go too low because then the car is going to feel all slouchy and sluggish because this also affects your response of the car as well. Ride height. All right, so that's done with that. That's done with springs. It's pretty simple. Ride height. Ride height, you just want to keep around, you don't want to go too low because you'll just bottom out. And then since we're on the street, you don't really want your car to be that low because there's a lot of bumps and hills and potholes and all this other crap. So usually you want to keep this right above the lowest amount, like a few clicks above, Rebound and bump. This is where a lot of people don't really get it. I really didn't get it until I actually started looking up on it a little bit. This is actually going to help you with your grip as well. Like this is kind of like overall grip. This is going to also be for turn-in response as well. The corner exit and quarter entry is going to help your car respond better. So on here, it says that the higher you put it, the more grip that you'll get. So if you set the front higher, supposedly it gives more grip to the rear. It's kind of weird, but usually for the street, I usually keep this number kind of low because we're not really at a track. So this also like absorbs like all the bumps and stuff in the road. So if you have this too stiff, the car is not going to be able to absorb any of the bumps. It's just going to feel real stiff and just going to be jumping around all over the place. It's going to feel real hard. So usually for street cars, I'll just keep this like around like 10 to 15. So around that range. And your car should be able to absorb those bumps a lot better. Same thing for the bump. Usually the bump is going to be like, you know, like they say, like 50-75% of what the rebound is. So usually I keep this bump really low down here so that way it can respond real fast, real quick to all the bumps on the road. So any differences in the road, it should pick it up and you should be good. And just the same as springs and anti-roll bars, this affects the understeer and oversteer. So you want to keep this, you know, in a happy medium area. So, you know, the higher, the more oversteer, the lower, more understeer. And this is going to be for the entries and exits, the response of the car. All right, anti-roll bar is self-explanatory. You know, the higher, more cornering. The lower is more for downforce, all this other stuff. More for speed. Braking, that's also self-explanatory. Don't really need that much, but usually I'll bring my brake force, well, my pressure, I'll bring that down to like 90 or 85, so that way it won't lock up immediately. And usually I'll bring the balance more towards the rear. Differential. This is going to be a funny one. Usually for front wheel drives, all the way up. Honestly, if you put it all the way up, you're going to see a big difference in handling. You bring it all the way down, which usually, you know, you think it's going to work, you know, this and that. Because this is supposed to help, you know, when you're going around a corner, you know, the wheels is going at a different pace. So that way it's actually supposed to help the car get around the corner a lot better. But for front wheel drives, all the way up. Just put it all the way up for front wheel drives. For rear wheel drives, you're going to bring this down because, you know, you're going to be, you know, in the rear. It's going to be for the rear, so you're going to want to bring this down so that way you don't have too much oversteer, because this is going to affect the corner exit. So same as the spring rates, because that's why I'm saying, like, you don't want to put your spring rate too low. So if you have your spring rate where you like it, just come over here to differential and then just drop it down. This is only for rear wheel drive. All right. For front wheel drive, just bring this all the way up, set your spring rate, and then you'll be good. For rear wheel drive and for all wheel drive, you're going to want to bring this down so that way the car won't slide out on you in the corner exit. Oh yeah, all-wheel drives. All-wheel drives, all you're going to do is tune the front end like a front-wheel drive and tune the rear like a rear-wheel drive. And that's it. It's simple as that. So pretty much, if you're all-wheel drive and the front, you know, is not gripping up as much, you know, just set this differential all the way up. Just tune it like a front-wheel drive. For the spring rate, same thing. Just tune it like a front-wheel drive. If it's all-wheel drive, just tune it like a front-wheel drive. Tune the rear, and for the rear, do it like a rear-wheel drive. It's that simple. So hopefully I got through everything. So I'm gonna show you the actual real-life realistic car. It's called the Seeker EG, but we do not have an EG on this game. So I made the Seeker EK. And I'm going to show you exactly how this car is supposed to run, son. You feel me? Word up. All right, B16. This car has at least around like 230, 240 horsepower. On sport tires, nothing serious. This is like a really serious car in real life. Go check it out. On YouTube, it's going to be the Seeker EG on Touge. It's going to be a red EG. Trust me, son. It's a beast. And look at that. I'm at full speed, son. Look at that, hugging the corners, not even letting off. And you see that? This is on a front wheel drive. This has not been changed to rear wheel drive or all wheel drive. This is all front wheel drive right here on sport tires. Look at that. Look at that. It's like one of my favorite cars in this game. I'll drive this car all day. And yeah, son, like if y'all want to do some toll gaze, man, just hit me up, man. Just let me know. Look at that. like I was saying, like if you can take this track in one road on one side of the street throughout the whole race, you're good. Look at that.
You have arrived at your destination.
Look at that. Beautiful. Then from here, you just flip the UE. Downshift. Boom. Flip the UE. Just like that. I don't even have a steering wheel either. Look at that. You see that? Beautiful turn in. And a beautiful exit on there. Even if it like slides out a little bit, it tries to like correct itself. That's what I like about this car. That's what you want from a car. Like you want to try to correct its own self without you even doing it.
You have arrived at your destination.
I'm gonna just slide it real quick. Ooh! Ooh, son. If I hit a car, please just do not laugh. Even though I know you're gonna laugh anyways. Cause y'all some busters. And I thought y'all loved me. Woo! Look at that. Y'all want to try me on my track? Let's go. Let's get it. As long as you follow the rules, we Gucci. If y'all can't take this turn right here, either at full speed, then y'all gotta go. And that's it. Alright, so hopefully this video helped y'all out. And if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. Comment if you have any more questions, and share this video to all your friends, you know, so that way they know how to tune a car correct. And I'm out.